Hey guys, it's Josh here with DesignTutorials.com. We can get everything for Drupal in a non-coding perspective. And right now I'm going to try to teach you a little bit about Google search engines. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about keywords. So they have a tool called Keyword Planner, and you can come to it and you can search your keywords and see who's all looking for your keywords. When you come to it, you click on this little top link and you can search words. I'm just going to show you, there's a lot of people looking for this, and this is kind of something that I want my website to be found by. So it's kind of difficult to be found. Well, actually, that's being found of people searching in Ohio. So that's not bad, but when you take off Ohio, then look at it. Now I take off Ohio, and there's about 500,000 searches happening at a month, which is quite a bit. But it's kind of hard to get found without a location for your website. So if you put in Ohio, you really limit the searches that are happening. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Google has two things. They have keywords, content, and then they also have something called authority. We'll go into authority in a second. For keywords, if I search this on Google, I get 6,350,000 results. But now if I type in Ohio, it really cuts down those results because now we only got 246,000, and I pop up number 4. The reason I'm popping up number 4 isn't necessarily content, but it's probably because of the authority of this website. So let's open up both these websites. We're going to come to a new website called ahrefs.com. We're going to go through what authority is. Authority is how many backlinks there are just off other websites that are pointing to your website, and how trustworthy Google finds your website. And if we see their authorities a little bit better than mine. So the way you build authority is through using local listing sites like Yelp and all them. See, they have 63,000 backlinks and 2.3 thousand referring domains, which is quite a bit. And then all this social media happening. And I don't even want to show you mine after looking at theirs, but mine's a little bit lower. So we'll search mine. 48 backlinks and 7 referring domains. And the way you do that is through social media and all the local listing sites. And then also, if you go to a blog site, you can leave a comment and then just post your website link inside the comment. But make it a really relevant comment. Don't just leave something stupid. Like read their blog, then leave a comment about their blog, but then say refer back to your site. Be like, oh, come see this website for some good ideas. Something like that. So let's come talk about a little bit of content using Drupal. There's a couple of things you can add that are very good sources of content that you can't see. Obviously, all these words on the page, this is a site I'm working on right now, they all can be found by Google. But there's a lot of back content that you can't really see. Like if you roll over this, see that title, it says Real Deal Slow Cooked Barbecue, then a bunch of cues. So if we view the page source, we'll just view a bunch of cues. So there's the actual, there's the title to this menu. So that's a searchable content that you wouldn't even know about really without actually scrolling over it. If we come to our structure menus, and under our main, that's the main menu. You can also like do the footer menu or the user menu and then the navigation. It doesn't really matter. We're going to list links, and from here, all you do is just edit one of them. And the title is the description, so let's put XAXA. And you want it to be a good title, like for this website to be like California on-site catering, best barbecue in the state or something. That way you want to include a location. It's obviously from my website example, you can see it's much easier to be found if you have a location. So let's view the source and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So, see, so if that XAXA was a really good title, something about California and catering, it would actually be usable in the whole search, having your site be found. Another important thing, up here at the top left, this little grill icon in my tab, and also the logo, and this image name too. Image names are very important. Let's view the source of this page, and let me show you the ICO file. So here's that little icon in the tab. It says First Choice Catering Icon On-Site Barbecue in California. So that's a very good name. That really helps contribute to Google finding this place in California. If you see, I'm not using spaces, and I'm only using dashes and underscores. You can't really see this one, but it is an underscore. I double checked. So it's, don't ever use spaces in your names, and just use underscores and dashes. Google sees those as spaces. So let's look at the logo. So here's the logo right here. If you see, it's also California First Choice On-Site Catering logo. You want to be descriptive and tell what it is, but you also want, to have like a good SEO kind of naming system to them. You want the names to all be pretty much different and describe what they are too. I don't know what this one's named, but I know it's really good too. So let's talk. So we talked about how to add rollovers on these different titles. See XAXA. Let's add a title to an actual link that's anywhere on your page. You can do the same thing. These links are a little bit more complicated, but it's just like any other link that you add. So if I added, that and put a link on it, it'd just be the same thing. Like, so I'm gonna find the opening of my href, the little bracket right here. Then there's a closing bracket. It's the first bracket that way, greater than bracket. So my new one would be that one. And then this little closed one right there. But we'll just delete this one, so it'll mess things up. So let's go here. So there's my first one. And here is my closing bracket. So at this little greater than bracket, you want to add title equals, then in quotes, whatever your title is. But you want it to be a good title. Go home for the California On-Site Catering, whatever. Just some really good title. You can do it for all these. I'm just going to copy this. Oh, this one's way back here. I have a pound signal just signifying that it's a link. That just helps keep it a link. So we'll add XBXC. Or we'll say XCXC. So we have XBXB and XCXC, so we'll save it. Then if we view our page source, we find XBXB. See, so that title would show up. Which, that could be a really good title for something about catering in California. And then if they roll over the link, they can see what it is too. So let's talk about images a little bit. Images are the same way, but it's really easy to add alt text to an image. When you first add your image, and you come to edit the size, I'm using the CK Editor WYSIWYG. You can add a good alternate text. Alternate text allow for screen readers to read the text or read what the image is about. It also shows up when the image won't show up. So California On-Site Catering in Chino Hills Cooker. And you say OK. And in the source we can add a title. And with this it'd be the same way, since we're using an ahref and we got a class color box in there. You find the opening, then you find the closing of that bracket. I think it's that one. I'm not sure. But since it's an image and you see the alt text, just add a title here. Title equals quote. Let's say XDXD. Because that's just easier to find. And the titles are for when people roll over the image, it tells what it is. So that would be XDXD, yeah. So we view our source. There can be so much that can be discovered about the image that Google can use for their finding your website. So so it has the title XDXD, it has the good name Chino Hills, California On-Site Catering Barbecue Burgers Pork Hot Dogs. I should probably say cooker in there, but I'll just show it for an example. Then have the long title, Catering in California On-Site Grill. Then for the alt text, it's just another good alt text, like California On-Site Catering Cooker. Now just remember, for the image names, you don't want to use spaces. For the alt text and the title, you can use spaces, okay? So don't confuse that. Alt text and title are not HTML, so you can use spaces. And then the image names, there should be no spaces. It should just be underscores and dashes. So I think that's pretty much everything. And for this video, it's a little bit harder to add titles to it. But if you're using an iframe, you can do that easily. But for like this link and everything else, I could add titles for. So I hope that was helpful. And I'll talk to you guys soon.